Greetings, family, friends, and followers. It is Russ Schultz from RAS Communications checking in with you today, wishing you a happy Flag Day this June 14th. And I'm here to share a little information about how our American flag is actually a great way to talk about graphic design and marketing. So let's begin our conversation by talking about colors. The first color, of course, is red, which, according to federal specifications, is Pantone color 193C, and we refer to it as Old Glory red. Red represents hardiness and valor and the sacrifices of those that have fought over the years to give us our freedom and then ensure our freedom. The white represents purity and innocence, and as white, it doesn't have a PMS number to attach it to. White is actually, in CMYK process, the absence of any color, and in RGB, it's actually the presence of all colors. But more on that for a lesson in the future. And so, for our exciting color conclusion, we have Old Glory Blue, which represents perseverance, vigilance, and justice. And, according to the specifications, is Pantone color 282C. For those of you who have never seen a Pantone color book, I've brought one. If you're a graphic design student, make sure you ask your instructor to show you one. And we can see by looking up the numbers. Here I have 193C. We can see it's that deep red color. And if we go over to 282C, again, we can see the very deep blue colors. And by using these colors, we can ensure that Old Glory has the Old Glory colors that we need, the deep blue and the deep red. And much like a logo represents a brand or an organization, so does our flag. It is a symbol of the United States. And it also has different elements within it that have different meanings. We have our 13 stripes, which represent the original 13 colonies. We have the white stars, which represent each of our 50 states. And we have the blue field, which represents our union, our nation as a whole, which contains the 50 states. And similar to a brand and in graphic design and marketing, our flag has had many changes over the years since 1777, or as we call in design and marketing, iterations, the next version. So over the years, the American flag has had different numbers of stars and stripes and the locations of the stars. And that can be true in your design and marketing, and should be, as you continue to think about your brand and your logo and how it represents your organization. You too may want to make changes to your brand, to your logo, to your various design pieces. And finally, the federal government has a specification guide on how a flag should be crafted, the proportion of the field to the stripes, and what colors should be used, what thread colors should be used. The same thing we have in design and marketing. We call it a style guide. And that style guide helps the graphic designer or the organization make sure they properly use their logo in the way it is intended to be displayed for consistency of the representation of that brand. I hope you've enjoyed our video lesson today on the American flag and how it, as a symbol, represents our nation much in the same way a logo represents a brand or an organization. So until next time, this is Russell Schultz from RAS Communications, reminding you to think big, start small, and act now. And of course, make it a great Flag Day.